that let's start this session. I think we have around 51 people. Let's start this session. But guys, one great recommendation, one good tip for all of you is to be active and to be presented. If you're not able to present yourself well, it's very hard that you get the opportunity, because other people will take your opportunities if you're not able to present yourself well. For example, you did a project, you are the backbone of the project. For example, you did a very good project, you are the backbone of the project, but the person who speaks well might take all the credits. So you should able to speak and put yourself in that position. That is very, very important. That's why we are teaching you to speak in front of 51 people in a virtual call. And if you're not confident to speak in front of 51 people in a virtual call, how will you speak offline in front of 1,000 people? Cool. So I expect from next session, you will able to speak when I ask you what was your update in last 1 week, last few days. How was your experience? I hope a lot of people will speak and share their insights. Cool. Next, let's go to next session. So we are at session 7 for Road to Wiki Cohort 2. I guess you have learned a lot of good things. You learned about very basics of Fabricator, Git, Gopa. They have all set up their SSH keys. They have all seen what is Fabricator, made an account on Fabricator. Day before yesterday, they did a session on Xtool and ToolForge, a small introduction, very small introduction about ToolForge. We shared them resources, documentation. I hope they went through all the documentation. So if you have not, please go through those documentation. We have sent a dedicated resource email to all of you. So please go through that documentation, those resources. Today we have a very, very important person with us, Vasanth, Gopa. I think all those 52 people present in this call, this will be very, very important for you, because Gopa had been into this community from last many years. So he has great experience in Wiki. So if you think my future is open source, or I wanted to contribute in Wiki ecosystem, if you have seen the charm of Wiki ecosystem, any whatever the way is, but Gopa had been the go-to guy person for you. You will be meeting, if you're coming to Wiki Conference India, you might meet Gopa in person. So he is working with American Express. He was an ex-software engineer at SAP Lab. So he has also good knowledge on software engineering. If you wanted to ask related to software engineering, feel free to ask. With related to Wiki, he was a mentor for Google Summer of Code for Wiki. He is a part of Indic MediaWiki user group. So he has really good grasp and really good understanding on Wiki ecosystem. So if our mentor is here in this call, or if developer circles people are in this call, feel free to connect with Gopa on, like, he will be sharing his LinkedIn after this. Feel free to connect and ask your doubt directly to related to Wiki ecosystem. For example, if you are trying to work on a bot, or if there is an advanced tool that you are trying to work, feel free to discuss it with Gopa. Really good experience in Wiki ecosystem. Cool. Should we start? Yeah, Gopa, the session is all yours. Please go ahead.
Oh, great. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ankit, and all of you for taking your fabulous time on Sunday morning to not spending your time on watching movies or like going outside, talking to your friends, roaming around. You all took a lot of time to come back to see what's around the open source ecosystem, to know more into the Wiki sphere, Wikimedia technical projects, and spend some of your important and very less time that you may be getting for enjoying your weekend. You changed your mind. You came to attend the call online. So that shows your passion already. Thanks a lot for joining here. And I'm quite surprised that most of you has already contributed to Wikimedia projects already. I thought to keep this session as an introductory session like on Fabricator Gerrit, but I'm pretty sure you have already had the prior experience here. Yeah, Ankit, yeah.
Yeah, so Gopa, we have around 5 or 6 developer circles. They have only contributed to Fabricator. For others, it's the first Fabricator introductory session. They know about Fabricator. They have seen what is good first task, but they haven't contributed yet. So we have 5 to 6 only people who have contributed 1 or 2 tasks. Otherwise, um, it's people who just know about what is Fabricator or just made an account on Fabricator.
Got it completely. Thanks, Ankit. So yeah, yeah, it's nice to interact with all of you. Let's keep the session as much as interactive as we can, so we can get to know each other's understanding about our projects or the state that we are currently in. Just also let me know in case if the session is like too basic or too advanced, so that we can keep it in a level so that like maximum people can get benefited out of it. So with that, like let's begin. Let me share my screen and then we can discuss like the one by one. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, as I kept some of the slides as very basic, I'm pretty sure some of these knowledge the people will be already having it. If not, I'll give you a gist out of it, and then we can dig deeper or like just skip if it is like already known. So with that, like myself, Vasanth, I am part of this IMD-UG Indic MediaWiki Developers Group, as well as the RFC member of South Asia at Wikimedia Foundation. Also, yeah, I did my Google Summer of Code back in 2019, where the Chat GPT on LLM models were not even exist at that time. So yeah, tough time to code, tough time to debug, tough time to build something. Uh, that was a crazy story back then, but now it is much simpler with advanced tooling, advanced AI modeling that we have. That makes a lot of our work easy. I'm pretty sure like most of you all already explored this some of the AI tools again. So what is open source? Blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure like you already know all this, but uh, let's stop over here. How much value that the open source ecosystem brings? Any guesses? Is it thousands or like millions or trillions or $1 billion business? Any guesses? You can either unmute and speak or just put your comments over the chat. Billions. Only one comment? All else already got bored of this out of the session. Infinity. From hint, I guess it's trillion. Great. It's much more than that what we all imagine. So if you can see some of these like famous projects in the market, right? Like Linux, Git, MySQL. Most of you are aware of this terminology at least. You know the market value of these projects are in billion. It's lot and billion, not in INR. It's in dollars. That means the open source ecosystem, the open source contributions that you're making, the open source projects that you're contributing to, it's just not worth of a small line of code. And the market behind is like really huge. And it's not something free. We all assume like open source is something always free. No, it is not. It has the $1 trillion ecosystem behind it. You may be wondering how this, before we jump into this Wikimedia projects, we are just trying to understand how big the market and ecosystem is, so that like we all get to know the importance of it and how what you can be achieving like with this open source. So anyone like like how does this market value come into picture? Like why does open source and the free code which is already there, the code base is already in public, how does the market value comes here? How does it is making some the money is involved here? Like any guesses? Yeah, Pushpat.
So I mean, like the projects that are public over the internet, after all, the companies are using it directly or indirectly, and depending upon the use cases and depending upon the necessities of those projects, it creates demand in the society, and based on that, the number is defined. I mean, as you have said, Linux is present over there. In today's time, Linux is used in every different software and servers, directly or indirectly, and even some part of the Linux is also privatized, like Red Hat Linux. So in some aspect, things are also like getting into money is also involved and not in both contexts.
Exactly. Perfect. Thanks, Pushpat. Any other guesses? Any other answers?
Yes, sir. I would also like to say,
Yeah, go ahead, Hemant.
yeah, sir, the things are like that. Uh, because we can see all sorts of contributions and everything is happening. This doesn't mean that everyone is doing that for what we can say for their economical purposes. But it's like to gain about the knowledges and how it's going to get the work done is maybe by you providing the commercial support or the manpower support and the basically the brain which is working behind all the projects. So it's like that. Just not to exaggerate, but to provide the support which everyone can do to these open source projects. And as Pushpit also said, some segments are also privatized, which also adds billions and trillions of dollars over those things. That's also really a fair point to speak over the things.
Yeah, well answered. Thanks, Hemant. So as we know, some of you also will be having the question, right? Like the code which is open to public, why does someone pay for it? Like where does the money involved? Just imagine this open source code as a piece of water. You get the water, huge amount of water for free over the lakes and like a lot of other places in the city, right? But you still pay for it. While you are traveling, you pay for purchasing a bottle of water. So you're paying for the service where you can consume this particular water very easily whenever it is needed for you, right? But the water which is by nature, it is available for free in the world or in the anywhere that you go. But you're still paying the money for the service that the company is bottling it, labeling it, filtering it, and then giving you the secure and safest water that you can drink. That's exactly where this particular money is involved. The Linux code is free. You can download the Linux code, you can put it in your system, you can play around, install it, modify the code, do whatever you want to do. Imagine the banking system is using Linux behind it. Something went wrong over the midnight 2 o'clock. How can we get the fix for it? They cannot go back and then post, okay, there is a bug, so and so in the public forums and asking volunteers to fix it, right? It takes time. So all the source code which it is having, they do proper testing, rigorous testing. They make sure the hardware which is running here is like more secure. So there is a company behind it which is doing rigorous certification, rigorous testing, and then providing the enterprise level of the system, so that even at the midnight 2 o'clock the system goes down, there is a community behind it which solves it and then makes the systems up within the minutes, less than 4 minutes or like 3 minutes of the time. They cannot, the banking or the airline system cannot wait until like 2-3 hours for the volunteers to come and then fix it, right? There is a huge community also behind it which is empowering this particular software. That's where all this market value, the money involved in this open source ecosystem. All the projects like Git, MySQL, Node.js, all of these are like Docker or are like open source softwares that someone has thought about it and then made the source code public with under the appropriate licensing. So even imagine you build a plugin or like a package or like software which you can open source, and you can also form your own community and make sure like you get a visibility for all the like corporates where they can also you consume your package and then like support your package instead of they rewriting the code entirely by themselves. So there's like huge amount of opportunities involved here. Just wanted to highlight so that like you will be having a different perspective about the open source systems here. I will, yeah, you can also see like some of the important codes which are mentioned on very one of the most widely used application in India. Many of you has used Zerodha, right? Or you maybe at least heard about this stuff. Did you? See, I see a lot of hands
Yes, sir.
opening up. See, in this Zerodha website, they have published, we have relied on fast technologies to build and scale our products, businesses, and services. So companies like Zerodha also uses lot of open source packages. So you can see there is one more company called SAP, as like Ankit was mentioning. I used to work for SAP like close to 4 years before. So even SAP use lot of open source softwares behind it. You can also imagine like Cisco company. They also like mentioned Cisco values open source communities, an essential resource and partner innovation. They all put it in their own public websites. You can see the references below which are tagged in. So most of the companies uses this open source softwares and ecosystems. So you're just not contributing to something which is free. You're also contributing to something, the very like big projects that the $1 million businesses are using it. With that, I will go back to the slides where we can actually okay, it's just like a breaker again. How boring is the session? Are you the guy who is wearing on the green t-shirt? I hope no. I see a lot of reactions over the channel that assume like you are still alive, not just sleeping over the class. With that, let us jump and then like learn more into the Wikimedia Foundation and the tech sphere around the same. Let me skip some of them. I'm pretty sure you have the basic understanding about these keywords, the MediaWiki, the foundation, the movement, and Wikipedia. Anyone can answer what is MediaWiki in a very quick term? You can unmute and then speak. What is MediaWiki?
There is nothing right or wrong answer, guys. Feel free to unmute and speak your perspective.
Again, go ahead.
So MediaWiki is actually free and open source wiki software, and that basically run PHPs or designed to run high traffic websites on Wikipedia. Sir.
Exactly. The software which is powering the Wikipedia, the behind software which is supporting is MediaWiki. And the Wikimedia Foundation, the organization behind all of this. The movement has the widest scope where it allows everyone to sum up freely, can edit or share the information and consume the knowledge for free. So let us not again go deeper into this. Like just wanted to highlight here. I'm pretty sure you are aware of the projects, but let me also touch about the projects here. Since we are touching the introductory topics about the Wikimedia tech ecosystem, there are a lot of projects that you can contribute in the Wikimedia ecosystem. So the MediaWiki software that we just talked about. So the MediaWiki software, let me share the bigger screen so we can actually talk about the site instead of the slides. So this is a software which is powering the Wikipedia. There are like a lot of components involved in it. So how many of you had like pizza before? Pizza from Domino's or pizza from anywhere? Many of you again, right? Okay, so pizza, the margarita pizza is something like you get the plain set of base pizza with just sauce on top of it, right? MediaWiki software is also works in a similar way. Software provides ability for anyone to read the content. I cannot see edit here. Let me just go somewhere below. Yeah, you can see the edit button over here. So that allows you to freely add the knowledge again back to the ecosystem, back to the software, back to the encyclopedia. So it allows you to edit it. So the plain vanilla version of the margarita pizza is here. We call it as MediaWiki. It doesn't work only with the base, right? Like pizza, you like to add like more toppings like mushroom pizza, or like paneer or paprikon or like chicken or like whatever it could be. That adds like a more of the taste to the pizza. Similar way to add more functionality to the software, there are like multiple extensions. You can see here. You can like to check like what are all the extensions installed in this particular MediaWiki. You can simply come here. check on the special pages and version. On going through here, you can actually see how many skins are installed here on the skin, I mean like the themes on this particular site. How many extensions are installed on this particular base version? All these are a extension. The extension you mean adding an extra ability for the software with more features. Everything cannot be changed in the pizza base, right? If you want like a more uh, different kind of taste according to the region, according to the country, you cannot modify the base, right? You will be modifying the taste or flavor or spices or the vegetables that you add on top of it. The core software, it is very difficult for anyone to make some changes. So all these are like additional gadgets or extensions that we added on top of the MediaWiki. So it is easier for us to modify these particular extensions rather than going and then entering and then fixing the code software itself. So I would say these extensions are something beginner friendly for most of us are here to clone this particular extension alone, identify the issues and fix it. So I just saw someone like wondering what are these extensions. As you can see here, this is like the plain MediaWiki software, where you can also see some of the history behind who all has modified, how does this content is getting updated day to day, right? So this particular guy called Crinkle has added 150 lines in this particular version. So before like Al Clapper is someone like who has made the changes. So there are like the versions are getting changed, the content is getting improved. So you can see how it is getting improved on clicking of a button called compare selected revisions. This is giving the a slider where we can clearly visualize how the content is getting changed. Okay, the yellow indicates the previous version, the blue indicates the current version. So previously there is a line called the main page, the world is flat, but here it is removed by someone. So how is this particular software, like this particular gadget is being displayed? This is not directly from the MediaWiki core software. There is an extension called revision slider. You can come here, search for revision slider. Because of this particular extension, which is installed on the MediaWiki core, you are seeing this feature called the slider, which is allowing you to interact lively and then see the differences between the content. I just wanted to hear to you to understand what are the extensions, how you can contribute to extensions without directly jumping and then fixing the MediaWiki core software. And these extensions need not to be in PHP. If like as we are talking about this extension called revision slider, most of its code is written in the jQuery. So similarly, do not just assume the MediaWiki is completely in PHP. Yes, the MediaWiki core, as we are talking about in the pizza terminology, the base is in PHP. And as we are talking about the toppings on top of it, the toppings are additional extensions. Extension is one way. There are multiple other ways called gadgets, user scripts, boards, and different other terminologies that I'm sure like Ankit has planned various sessions on to focus more on it. But here let's talk about the extension, how you can contribute to it. So yeah, as like someone has installed, let us go through this extension. If you want to learn more about what are these extensions, you can always come to the MediaWiki documentation, put extension colon the extension name. Extension colon, you can put see all these are extension. Code reviews one extension. OpenStack Manager is a different extension. REV revision slider with an extension. All these are different extensions that some volunteer base has built. So it could be volunteers, or it could be community, or it could be the Wiki Foundation itself. So we are just talking about the revision slider extension here. So this is something like install the MediaWiki plain software. On top of it, you clone this particular extension ka code and then add this particular line to the local settings file. Then automatically you'll be able to see this slider in your software. So this is nothing to do with the core MediaWiki code. MediaWiki code is on simple Google search. You'll be seeing the source code. Download. This will allow you to download the MediaWiki software, right? The MediaWiki core ka code, the pizza base ka code. So this will not give you the extensions. So when you install this, you will be getting the plain vanilla version of the MediaWiki software. On top of it, you should go to the respective folders, clone the different modules, put it in the right folder, add some configuration settings, then you will be seeing the sliders called like this, the revision slider. So by now I understand, I hope like you got some insights how the extensions are used in the software. How can you add a new ability as an extension? So if you can see in this particular MediaWiki.org, which is deployed and which is being used widely in the Wikimedia ecosystem, go to this particular link called /wiki/special and the version. This will give which all versions of the specific extension is being loaded. See, advanced search is the one extension. Cirrus search, Elastica, email authentication, flow, gadgets. All these are various different extension, revision slider of the extension of version which was released on 29th March. Now today is 12th April. You can see how which all versions are being widely developed. See, like you can see most of these versions are also deployed very recently. That means there is a community behind this particular extension which is keep on improving. It's just not like the stagnant one which was built in like 6 years or 10 years before and then just integrated to the system. So you can just see like some of the latest version like which is deployed, go back and then see which all what like abilities that people has integrated there. So if you can click here, you can go and see the code base. Now comes the picture. Where does all this code base lies in? As we talk about, like you also maybe hearing this word called Gerrit, right? Most of the extension ka code resided in the place called Gerrit. Gerrit is again very similar to GitHub, where Google has built. Who built GitHub? Which is the company behind the GitHub? Any guesses? It's fine if you answer it wrong. Who is currently owning GitHub? Microsoft is owning GitHub. So Microsoft provides all the like extra like maintenance of everything related to GitHub is taken by the Microsoft. Similarly, Google has released its own software called Gerrit, and Wikimedia has adopted this particular Gerrit a long back. So most of the code base, like core code and extensions code, lies in the Gerrit. So you can see all the code base here. Includes sees the code of this particular global CSS.js. Similarly, you can clone this particular code and then modify, alter, and then fix it. So now you understood something about the extension, and you can also see which all. Okay, so this particular page version gives you which all extensions added here. Can you give me a real quick link over the chat to understand which all extensions are installed in the Wikimedia Commons? So yeah, let's make it like more interactive. You could explore the browser. You could give me the link of all the extensions which are installed in the Wikimedia Commons. So I'm sure like there are like some experts here, they and others, like please ignore, and like the beginners like who are newly learning the Wikimedia technologies, like you can explore and then give me. Perfect. So Pushpeth has already shared the link. Let me go like where it leads to. Okay, this is like a category called MediaWiki extensions. No, I wanted to. This is nothing to do with the extensions which are installed in this particular wiki. I wanted to see which all extensions has installed. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. It's fine if you make mistakes. So you are contributing to the MediaWiki and you're contributing to various aspects inside this particular ecosystem, and you wanted to know what are the extensions, where they are installed. You want to see all this, right? Oh, let me click again. No, this is again the category. Category is a different field where it's a people use to identify the respective articles. So let's say we all written lot of articles on the fruits, like apple, mango, banana, right? Like for all this, we create a category called fruits and we integrate with the category called fruits. So on click of fruits, we'll see all the articles related to fruits. That is related to art category. Okay, let me answer back. Extension. Exactly. Prashant Mishra has answered it like rightly. Go here, it will give you the special version. When you want to see all the versions, all the extensions installed in this particular wiki, you should come to the page called special version. Thanks, Prashant, for doing this exercise. You can see the installed versions here. All these extensions are installed in this particular wiki. Let's see if revision slider is installed here. Yeah, it does. You can compare which extension is popular, which extension has been used in across the wikis. Now, as we are talking about this revision slider, right? Let's check if I'm sure like most of you are at least aware of the Hindi Wikipedia .org. Let's see if this extension is being present there. So let's again go back and then let's see with the same word, special version /wiki, right? You just need to copy this and come here and then see. See, Hindi Wikipedia also has all these extensions installed. So the extension that you're contributing to, make sure it is widely used so that like the contributions that you make comes across the wikis. All these wikis are using this particular software called revision slider. So why don't you go back and then check, do some analysis. I'm not like highlighting the revision slider here, just an example. Go see, figure out all the extensions which are being used, which are there in the wikis. Do some analysis and you can pick one and then start contributing towards it. Maybe the gadgets is one extension that has more bugs and could be beginner friendly, and then you can contribute. So as we are talking about the revision slider here, now we understood what is the base, what is an extension, how you can search this particular extension is being used across the wikis. You already got the exercise ready. Now you also know how, where does this particular code base lies in. You can click here, clone this particular code, put it on top of your core, and then like get the source code ready in your system. So you might be wondering, how can you identify some existing bugs? For this, let's talk about this extension again. You can also come here and then see Fabricator, no bugs, no. There should be somewhere other link towards its Bugzilla. See, issues, open task, and report a bug. I'm pretty sure somewhere or other in any of the extension they will be mentioning about the open task. Can come here, open, and then see existing bugs or requests tagged to this particular extension. See, all these are like issues which are currently reported already. You can see revision sliders uses white colors on dark mode. Someone has reported a bug called in the Wikipedia dark mode. Even in the dark mode, the colors are not getting changed in this particular extension. That means the slider is still showing in the lighter colors. Could be some formatting issues, could be some CSS issues, could be some classes missing in the source code. You can identify, analyze, pick the change the source code and then do some contributions. So that provides the experience, seamless experience even in the dark mode across the wikis, across MediaWiki, across all the language Wikipedias, even in the Wikimedia Commons. So even if you go and then switch for the input box, this is one extension. See if it is being used in the commons. See, this is also being used in the commons. So go find some bugs inside it and then try to contribute to it. Input box. All this particular extension pages follow the similar pattern and having this particular right side menu, the content here, and the open tasks in the similar way. Click here, go back, search in the Fabricator. Okay, this open in a different way. This open in a different view, right? This is directly giving me the task, but this is not directly giving me the task. How can I go and then find the task from here? Any volunteers, anyone who could guide me to see the tasks related to here? This is giving me something, right? Anyone who can unmute and then guide me to identify all the tasks related to the input box extension? Okay, by now I understood like a Fabricator, we haven't explored much. So this is a project page on the Fabricator where we can get to know more about the project, source code information, the link to the documentation on the MediaWiki. If you want to see the open task in the left hand side, the panel, you can click on the open task or workbook. Workbook takes you to the project management system where they have divided this particular task related to this project in a various ways. These are the bugs, these are the code health issues, these are accessibility issues, these are some of the backlogs. So for you to identify, okay, let's say you have landed in the fabricated dot input boxes extension, right? You have landed here. From here, how can you identify the respective extension bugs? There's advanced option in the Fabricator where you can type extension colon input box. Okay, I think this is wrong. MediaWiki input box. MediaWiki dash extensions dash input box. So you can just start typing MediaWiki extension and then the extension name input box, which will take you to the project page. You can either see the open tasks here or members of the project or actually see the workbook. Workbook gives you more details about the project related task of this input box extension. Now you understood what is Fabricator, how can you go search the bugs related to the same thing. There is one more option here. If you click the search button, this will take you to the advanced querying. We can search with all the open related tasks, which are task, type task, and has the tag good first bug, good first task. With this search, you can identify the tasks which are beginner friendly. All these tasks are beginner friendly, which are good first tasks for anyone to solve. You can click here. This is already assigned to someone. I won't suggest you to pick this because someone is already working on here. But this is the way how you can go and then filter out the beginner friendly. Add text content types to login form. So you can go get to know more about this particular task description here. Yeah, someone has raised the hands. Yeah, Ankit.
One only recommendation for all of you. See, these things are important, yes, but please do it under the help of any mentor, because I don't want you spam the whole ecosystem, because it had been around. We have seen the cases where people have taken hundreds of tasks and not claimed hundred of tasks and not doing anything. So we will be doing the same exercise in next phase, the next second phase of this session. So the best case would be to take mentor's help. This is very important to know about this. What Gopa is saying, a good first task, welcome first task. These are very important tags. You should know this, but uh, feel free to try it across, but feel free to take help from mentor. If you want to try after this call or maybe in few days, do take help from mentor if you are stuck somewhere. This is very important. If you are stuck somewhere, take help from mentor rather than figuring with LLM or rather than doing anything inappropriate. It's very important to take help from mentor, because see in open source it really happens like this way. If you do anything wrong, it will write in your history. So that is not a good thing. So take help from mentor. We have developer circle mentors. I've said you have the dedicated group. Take help from that. There are two tasks: good first task, welcome first task. Do check out those tasks. Gopa, one question from you. I have seen ask questions. People asking, I am a machine learning developer. I am a data scientist. I can't find more tasks on AI related stuffs. So how I can contribute to the ecosystem? So any reply to those questions?
Sure, Ankit. Definitely, I'll touch about those points also. Before that, as you highlighted, yeah, there are certain guidelines and rules that all of us has to follow when we are into the public ecosystem and public open source community. Especially, there are certain guidelines like you cannot introduce yourself on this Fabricator. People doesn't want to know more about you, right? They all wanted to know how you solve this particular problem. So you don't write like I am so and so expert and I need so and so things. Like this is not the platform to do that. For the same thing, there are some mailing list. So I would in case if you're actively wanted to know what's happening in the community, go join this particular mailing list. So these are the links. You can just type Wikimedia Tech mailing list over the Google, and the first result that you will be seeing. Something wrong with my system. Yeah, it will take you to the list.wikimedia.org where you can go join the mailing list, see what's happening around. So, like in case if you are into really passionate about like checking what's happening in the mailing list, this is the place. In this way, you can also get to know what's happening over the discussions. There, you can pitch in and then share your thought process. Okay, let's say someone has working on some projects and they release the new features. Right, like it's highly recommended for you to go try, do some proper research, and then get back and then share your inputs. Like how that those, in case if you have any feedback or additional request, go and then share all them over the mail. And the Fabricator is not a place where you introduce yourself or or something on those lines. There are some public forums, community forums, to be stay active on the discussions. Mailing list is something to for you to ask questions related to projects. Someone has asked like how can you find projects tasks related to machine learning or AI, right? So there is something called IRC Cloud and Wikimedia Tech. So just these are the things, keywords that you need to type. IRC Wikitech. This will guide you to understand where to ask such questions. So the Wikimedia also uses IRC. It's a platform where we can directly interact with the Wikimedia developer members or technical community, also the volunteer community who are working on the technical sphere. Wikimedia also like has been using IRC, and now they are also using the Discord. So these are the channels where you can ask for the questions related in case if you couldn't find something. There are like really good people who will be able to answer. If your question is related to the cloud services, you can go on and ask in Wikimedia Cloud. You can see the channel, like okay, let me open one. It will take you to irc.libra.chat/wikimedia.cloud. In a similar way, there are like different channels for Wikimedia Tech, different channels for Wikimedia Cloud ecosystem, and more. So those are the places. And to answer for one machine learning related projects, there is a project called Oris. We can search with Oris component. This is the ML related project inside the Wikimedia, and then you can find some open tasks related to here. So project related task, Fabricator is not the place. IRC is something, or discard is something where you can ask such questions. And coming to Fabricator, do not ask, introduce yourself or something like that. You can directly ask, you do some proper research before picking any task. Okay, this is something like display list of backed up Etherpad somewhere. So do some proper research. I don't think this is a technical one. Let's go back and then pick one technical task. Okay. Investigative database setups are best practices for speed. Do proper research only if you think you have 40% understanding about this particular project and you have reproduced the same in your local system. Then you can come back and then share, this is what I have tried, this is what I have already figured out, and these are my queries. Am I in the right direction? And in case if you have some specific query back then you can put those comments here and then ask for additional help. So you cannot simply say, how can you guide me with the next steps to reproduce this in my local? Only after getting 40% understanding and reproducing in your local, then I would recommend you to assign it to yourself. Without doing any research, do not directly claim the task. Only do proper research, claim the task, and then you can properly say what you have already analyzed, what you have already understood, what are the specific questions that you have. Not like in general questions. How can I install this particular software? This is not the question that you can ask it in the Fabricator. This is the question you can take it to public forums and then ask maybe over the IRC or Discord channels. I hope you got like what questions to ask, like in which span, like which places. There are some places where you can discuss the project related discussions. Go on and check in the mailing list if there is an ongoing thread and then discuss there. Okay, you need help to actually install this particular thing. This is not the place where you ask for help to install. Go to IRC, go to Discord, or maybe go to Zulip in case if a project is there, mentors are there. Go ask your right questions there. Let me not eat much of your time since we are like having like very limited time. Now we talked about how to do some best practices in the Fabricator, some guidelines for you, also how to filter out tasks, project related tasks. Also, we understood more about the extensions, how you could also see the extensions which are installed in some of the famous wikis. Go do some research, find its code base related tasks, and then contribute to it. Now, since we are talking a lot about the extension, its code, most of the code related to core and extensions lies in the Gerrit. Also, when we're talking about the tools and different places, Wikimedia, since the community is huge, some of the code is there in the Gerrit, some of the code is there in the GitHub, and some of the code is also there in the GitLab. You can go find some projects in the GitLab also. So all these are like some places where the Wikimedia code lies in. So it again depends on the project that you choose in. Choosing a project is very important step in contributing process and identifying where the code base is residing. If it's a Gerrit, if it's a GitLab, or if it's a GitHub. Now we understood the code base is spread across the things. Since like Ankit also mentioned for me to walk through this developer portal. This could be like one of the beginner guide for you to understand what is the technology about. Where can you read more information? There are all the tech talks and different documentations that you can actually go through, identify where the beginner can contribute. I-18 task or something, localization, international task. These are related to the translation. This could be, you can read more about this and then try finding some I-18 related tasks. In the Fabricator, you can search something like I-18N. These are again like some of the very beginner friendly tasks. What is I-18N? If you can see here, you can change the language to, let's say, Telugu. You will be seeing all the software changing to Telugu, right? See, it's like the Modati page. It's something in Telugu, which is written, go to the first page. Some of the things are not translated to Telugu. That means the tech blog. It is still in English. Contribute. It is still in English. It is not there in the Telugu. I-18N is the task where these particular labels are not being marked correctly. So all those will be marked under the project task called I18. So go back, check the code base, why it is these strings are not converting to Telugu, and then you can actually fix them. Not just Telugu or any other language. So those are related to I18N and some beginner projects. Let me go back and then see. Yeah, this guide will help you to understand the various things that like we can contribute. Could be extension, could be tools and boards, could be how you can contribute some searches like that they have already built here, documented everything for the. This is like developer portal aim to document Wikimedia related projects for beginners to understand the ecosystem and then learn to contribute. So I would suggest you to explore these, like explore, click on all the links and then like spend some time understanding the same. And for us, we also talk about Gerrit. Yeah, the tool forge. So it was also asked for me to talk about the tool forge in this particular call. Tool forge is a place where Wikimedia is providing you the infrastructure to host the tools that you have built for. You might be wondering, what are the tools again? We understood what are extensions, right? The tools are again supporting functionalities for the same software, but in a different landscape. Okay, let's check something called Commons Wiki. So Commons Wiki, again, you are aware, like there are photos, media files where the Commons is providing, right? Click on this particular photo. Now you see this particular, I'm just taking an example. Let's say this is something which is you don't like it and you want to crop it. So let me uh, let me just remove all this. Yeah. So you want to crop this image and then re-upload back to Commons. How can you do the cropping functionality? Crop, you can simply find the tools somewhere in the right hand panel. Click here, which is taking you to the different landscape rather than the MediaWiki software. This is called tool. So software like this requires a lot of tools to provide additional functionality again back to the same software, but in a different way. Like in your own tech stack, you can build something. This is, I think, built with Python Flask. I assume I don't have much confidence on it though. Yeah, you can explore this crop tool. So these are the tools which are deployed in the landscape called ToolForge. Similarly, this tool helps to connect, to log in, and to crop the image and re-upload back the image to the Commons. So let me just quickly perform the action. I'm authenticating using the MediaWiki authentication. That is done. It's loading. Oh, yeah, okay, okay, something is wrong here, but yeah, but I hope like you understood. Extend tools are again like critical part of this particular function, like project in the Wikimedia landscape. All these tools can also be seen somewhere here. Like the revision slider extension is built on top of the Commons, like the MediaWiki core software. That's why you're not redirecting to a different domain. Tools, most of the Wikimedia tools are deployed in the ToolForge. So as you can see, the link also here in the top left, crop tool dot. Here you can see the link, toolforge.org. So you can go find some of the community requested tools, build your own tool, and to deploy, you need a server, you need a space, you need some infrastructure to deploy your tool, right? That's where the ToolForge comes into the picture. Where is the ToolForge? ToolForge is a place where you can host the tools or the boards or the scripts to run for the Wikimedia ecosystem. And you cannot simply build something for your college project and then deploy it in the ToolForge. There are some guidelines, there are some scans, bots running very frequently to identify which kind of scripts are running in the software. So it's just we cannot misuse. If you are identified that you are misusing, your entire IP accounts will get automatically blocked. So be careful, be mindful when you are playing with this. But in case if you build any of the supporting tool for the Wikimedia, you can always request. You cannot directly go and then deploy in the tool forge. You need to request for the abilities from this uh, tools, like at least for the first time. Once your permissions are granted, your tool can be deployed in the tool forge. So it will be live for all the Wikimedia community members. And eventually, in case if your tool is more popular and got and has been widely used, that will be automatically getting integrated to your project, something like crop tool. So just on click of it, it will help us to crop the tools, right? Similar functionalities. The tools can be uh, integrated to the MediaWiki softwares. So yeah, for you to let me also just take you how you can. Okay, so I can actually connect to ToolForge using some commands like I use SSH. Ankit has initially mentioned like some of you already set up this SSH tokens, right? So I am using those commands to connect to the Wikimedia ToolForge. Now I'm already logged in here. I can try to log into my particular tool namespace. One tool that I have recently built is called Translate Tagger. Translate Tagger. I'm just using these commands to log into my tool landscape. So all my tool code base lies here. CD www CD. This is a Python based tool. So I can go check the code base of it. CD src, and all the code lies inside the src. App, test, templates, and stuff. So this is where the tool actually resides in. Yeah, this is the tool where the code base lies somewhere here. So for you to understand more about how these commands, in which hierarchy you need to put the code and then install, this is a documentation called ToolForge. You can simply Google like ToolForge Python related projects deployment Wikimedia. Some keywords, it will give you the results. The top result would be the right documentation, most probably. So you can check the code base, like steps how you can deploy the Python code in the ToolForge. Step by step documentation, the commands, everything would be like documented here. So that's how you connect deploy kind of tool. So I'm going deeper into it since I wanted to give you a heads up to explore all this, explore this particular tool forge. Why do we need to build the tools? What are the tools? How the tools are important to this MediaWiki ecosystem. So we just talked about one tool, right? For videos. There is a different tool for the videos also. This is for the images. So we can go find some videos and let me click one video. You can already see the video cut tool, which is displaying here. That means this particular tool is being used to edit this video. We need to log in. Yeah, and then like this is the again deployed in the WM cloud, not in the tool forge. So the tool is very big and it needs a lot of computation power, additional CPU and memory, the storage. There's again different thing that Wikimedia Foundation is providing is called Cloud VPS. In case if we need some additional compute and all, ToolForge usually has most of the required capabilities, but if you need much bigger things than that, Cloud VPS is again something you can request for. It is again similar like a Amazon EC2 instance that we can claim, but the Wikimedia provides you the infrastructure. So yeah, we have all the tools. All you need to do is explore, identify the project, contribute to the same thing. In case if you want to build something new from the scratch, you can even build that and then deploy it in its own landscape. So Wikimedia, this mailing list is again something which I will highly recommend. join and then see the discussions happening across the communities. So from here, I'm already extended like 10 more minutes than our deadline, but I would open the floor for any questions. Also, let me know in case if I want to stretch about any of the topics that we have spoken. So we can extend the session like maybe 15 more minutes.
Yeah. Anyone who want to ask a specific doubt on a topic, maybe on cloud, on ORES, on topics, Pushpit, go ahead.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Hey, hi Pushpit.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. In the public communities, when you are addressing the people, right, you can always use their first names to address. So here you can call me as Vasanth. In any Fabricator, in any Discord, in any IRC, do not mention sir. This is again the same mistake I have done while contributing in my college days. I used to mention, hi sir, could you please help me in so and so. So sir is something which it is not a common term outside this Asian, like South Asia countries. So the community has existence across the globe, right? Like from US, from Europe, from Russia, like across the globe. So this is not a common term that it is encouraged to use it. So feel free to name people with their first names or last names.
Sure. So actually, we're having a sense of respect and respect the
I
positioning
understand
as
that.
well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So actually, I just want to understand. Actually, I looked at your profile and you work as a DevOps and as a software developer also. And you're working in the Wikimedia Foundation. I also, my work is especially around DevOps only. Looking into Wikimedia Foundation, which typically works on OpenStack, which is a public cloud self-hosting one, and other DevOps aspects. So where do you put yourself in this positioning in the Wikimedia environment? And do you specifically work around those concepts only, or it is something else? I would like to gain an understanding because the last session that we had was on tool forge, and we ought to have an understanding of how like things Kubernetes work in those environments. I mean, this is just a small aspect of it. I mean, Docker and Kubernetes, these are small elements. But after all, looking at a project, we are not only seeing it from one specific aspect, like a specific tool. We overall look in each and every aspect, then we tend to approach something. As you told, we need to have an understanding what the project is, at least 40%. So from which perspective and how should a person approach such projects or such mindset? That's also.
Okay, great. So I see like multiple questions here, like talking about DevOps, my contributions in the Wikimedia ecosystem, also
Exactly,
the
sir. Yes,
something like the 40%.
yeah.
Okay, so let me give some of my story before here. I started contributing to Wikimedia from my first year of undergraduate, where I did not know anything about DevOps or SRE or the software development methodologies. I just began identifying Wikimedia as an organization from the list of Google Summer of Code organizations list. I began, the first task that I identified was to make the login button in the Wikipedia's bold, to make it more attractive so people click the login and then sign up for the account. That was my first task. I actually took 3 months to just identify, set up the code in my local, identify the right code, fix the same thing, make my first tags go to the Gerrit. So that was the traditional process because we do not know. Like made my system corrupted 2 times to install Linux. I used to use Windows. I install Linux. In Linux, I install the MediaWiki software by making it run on the LAMP server. You might be knowing like XAMPP, LAMP, all of these servers. Like I used to run the MediaWiki in such a way, not using Docker. So in the traditional process, I corrupted my system multiple times. So yeah, I began just going to the huge code base, start understanding the code base, and contribute some minor parts of the code to the bigger code. That's how I started learning the software development methodology and writing some part of the code. So I started as a developer. Then eventually, after all the 4 years of my UG, I spent my time in contributing the code. So then I consider myself as a developer. Knowingly or unknowingly, I landed up in a DevOps role at my first company, which I joined, called SAP Labs. There I got a chance to try out different parts of the same SDE cycle. Now I already have experience working on the code base. It gives me additional ability to see how the code is all integrated, which are the integrated across the tools to make one part of the code go and then sit in the production server. All of this pipeline is taken by the DevOps guy. So I got a chance to work as a DevOps engineer there. Since I already have the experience working as a developer, that gave me additional knowledge on how the system actually works. Not every DevOps people, engineers in the world knows what does the software do. The behind software, not the DevOps guys usually know. So all these learnings that you are getting, right, that gives an additional add-on skills to you. You already know you know as a you work as a software engineer, you work as an open source contributor. You're also getting a chance to integrate all these the pipelines and then make sure you deploy the code from your system to the production landscape as a DevOps engineer. So it's like a additional skills that you're getting in. Since in this particular tool forge you also talked about. So tool forge gives you a hands-on experience in deploying a tool. You can again figure out how the ways to deploy the code automatically using ToolForge, like from your system to the ToolForge server, by setting up the CI/CD pipelines. Like eventually, it will help you get the experience in round aspects, not just in one way. That's how it helped me. That's why I switched my roles, and it was like unexpected me landing into the DevOps role. Not something which I expected to be happen. So when coming to the 40% project. So yeah, picking a project, I'm 100% sure not only you, even me, the new project, it is very difficult for me to understand the 40% of the task. Only if I get the 40% of understanding, that means at least the project I should be installing in my local system. I should actually see what is there in the task, if it is actually bug, which I have actually already reproduced, and then identify the respective code in my local system. If I was able to identify the project, install it in my local system, identify the code related to it, I need not to fix it, but I have already identified the code where I need to fix, and I identify the same issue happening in my local system. If I am able to do this, I used to assign the task to myself at that particular time. Then how to fix the code is something you can discuss in the Fabricator. So that's what when I talk about 40%. I hope I answered you. Yeah, Pushpat again. I want to see lot of Pushpats in upcoming calls.
So actually, I got your point, but just that, as you said, you know the code bases and you are having the understanding of those things. My point is that for me, in my case, such as I'm learning DevOps and I'm gaining some aspect of Golang. So how do you place yourself in such projects? Because DevOps itself have multiple, tools integration. And when it comes to Wikimedia Foundation, Wikimedia itself is on many other tools. Maybe there are some their own tech stack and some are public resources. So where do you see, is there any specific positioning in yourself in some projects or in specific tech stack or specific tooling? Is it like that? Because we often try to correlate things in such context, like if you are learning something from Wikimedia, we would see those things in such context we can apply in corporate world also. Ultimately, our main goal is this only, to understand big code bases. So in that aspect, I want to understand things.
Okay, it is very subjective question related to DevOps.
Okay.
See, in the traditional methodology, right? We only know to write code and then build software. That is all. We forget about the engineer doesn't know how the code is going to deploy it. In traditional any corporate world also, the developer only knows to write code and deploy write code and build software. That is all. The developer doesn't know how my code is going to production. All the things the DevOps guy used to take care. Since I work for SAP, I know as an engineer there, the developer, he doesn't know how the code is being passed through the pipeline and then go to production. Only the DevOps guys knows it. Since in the Wikimedia world, you are the one who is building the tool, you are the one who is going to deploy it in the tool forge, you know how you are building it, you are scanning it, and you are pushing your code to the production. So in this cycle, you are already knowing, you are already tagging yourself as a developer as well as the DevOps engineer, since you are the one who is going to deploy the code in the tool forge. So these experiences will definitely be helpful in your corporate experience. You may not be using the tool for it, but you may be using some public clouds like AWS, Azure, or GCP, or you may be using some on-prem systems. But the process remains the same. But obviously, there will be like hundreds of tools that each company uses on their own. It need not be like the same tools like Wikimedia uses, but it's like an experience that you're getting it here. So I would say that would be helpful.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Hemant, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to, like you can say, appreciate you the way you explain. It's really interesting, and even I don't have any relations with DevOps, but I understood everything, whatever you said. But sir, my question is that, like, how we get the understanding of these terms, and the major problem which most of the us while contributing are facing is if we try to access the projects related to GitLabs, we don't get access you can say the early access to those projects. And even if we try to do contribution, there are like way much more chances of getting our account banned. So like, is there any concern, or is there any like a straight pathway which we should follow, or like we have to look onto something, or we should just leave the GitLab thing because it's not for us, or maybe something like that?
Nice question, Hemant. Thanks for it. Okay, so most of the MediaWiki core software and extensions, along with the special pages, lies in the Gerrit. So I would recommend you to begin your first initial contributions to the projects which are laid in either Gerrit or GitHub. Yeah, GitLab also has a lot of projects inside it, but to request for the same thing, there is a process. Like initially, it used to be open for anyone, but now they have set up a process to get the uh, access to GitLab. Let me share the document with you, so you can use this document to see. There are like multiple ways that your account can get automatically approved. If you're if you have verified your account with your email, it will get automatically approved. There are certain guidelines. I don't remember like all that exactly, but I can give you the reference where you can figure out yourself on how to get the access to GitLab. So just share the link over the chat, like chat here. Go through it. That helps you to get an access to GitLab. But yeah, as you told, like your account is getting banned in GitLab, right? Like usually it doesn't. But if you follow all these guidelines, like usually it doesn't get banned. Without you spamming some projects or like closing all the open related tasks. Some people come log in their accounts and then close all the open tasks, right? They'll just simply come and close. They're doing some malicious activities. If you are not the one like who is doing that, your account doesn't usually get banned.
Okay, sir. Thanks for your spotlight over these topics. I will keep in mind, and like I will try to follow all the guidelines, which won't let me get my account banned next day.
Nice, Hemant.
Yes, sir.
Any other Hemants or like Pushpats in the call? I really wanted to see, like, I think, like, Ankit will again set up a new process here. If you're not asking questions, maybe you are not encouraged to attend the few upcoming calls. So be active, guys. Like, try to ask questions. This is the only time that you get a chance to ask questions. Okay, I also shared like my LinkedIn over the chat in case if you want to connect on specific. It could be Wikimedia related query or like non-Wikimedia related query also. Like feel free to reach out to me in LinkedIn. I may be a little slow to respond, but yeah, I'll make sure to respond to some of your questions. Yeah, with that, like if there are no questions, I think we are good.
Anyone who has any more questions, guys? So guys, you might have seen we have removed few people from the cohort because they were not active. There were few people who didn't even attended one session from the day one, so you had to remove them from the cohort. So please be little active throughout this cohort. We have planned a lot of good things for people, for all of you. I've seen people joining the cohort in a very good way. They feel very motivated at the start, but with time, the motivation fades away. So actually, boring things are good in life. always remember this. So boring things will lead you to great things. So please go through these important things, these resources which we have shared you. And guys, if you have any questions, feel free to speak. Maybe in next sessions, feel free to speak, ask questions, because you should speak and ask questions. This is nobody is coming to save. Nobody is coming to ask your doubt on your behalf. You are the only one who have to take your own stand. So success happens to those who shows up. So 90% opportunities student, I've interacted with a lot of students, so they missed reason they're not. It's not like they're not eligible, it's like they didn't get the opportunity at the right time. So this is one such great opportunity for all of you. So please take best of it. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Vasanth, for taking this session in the Sunday morning. Thank you so much. I think students have really learned a lot of good things. They will love to meet you in Wiki Conference India that is happening in September. So cool. Thank you so much, guys. Let's go to the second phase of this program, which is resume review. We'll take three small resume reviews and three or four resume reviews and give a specific feedback on that. Let's see if anybody of you have put it in Drive.
Great. I hope like some of these discussions would be helpful. Due to the interest of time, like we couldn't really like dig deeper. But in case if you have want to learn more about any of the topics that we discussed, reach out to Ankit and he would be happy to set up a call either with me or like someone from the community. Yeah, that's all. I really enjoyed this session and thanks a lot, Ankit and everyone for joining today.
Cool.
Taking you then. Bye bye.
Bye. Cool. Guys, let's take. There are four resumes. Let's take all four. First, we'll take this first resume. So, I'm a machine learning student with hands-on. So, the first feedback is on this. The first line itself says, so recruiter generally takes 1 to 2 minutes to review your, maybe few seconds, not 1 minute, less than 1 minute to see your resume. It looks like a basic diary entry. So instead of writing I am a machine learning engineer, find good specific line, that very generic self introductory line, rather than writing this, because this is old classical method to write. One tip I can give you: go to Google, write resume IITN .pdf. You will find some good IITN's resume. You can see how they are writing. There are many platforms, there are YouTube videos. Do see that before doing this. This is for everyone. And second most important thing, you should follow STAR methodology to write your resume. There is something called STAR methodology. Feel free to GPT it. You will find the exact way to write your resume. So STAR methodology is something recommended. Third thing is ATS friendly and ATS score. There are websites like Resume Worded that give you ATS scores. So each resume should have ATS above 80, 85, 90. So please do check your ATS score, and resume should be ATS friendly. For example, if I'm hiring for a people good in finance, I can't take somebody who's good in machine learning. If I'm asking for a software engineer, it's clearly written in the job description that we need software engineer with this experience. And if you are putting your resume as a machine learning engineer, or you think if you think that I may work on, like I was working with software engineering, now I've switched to machine learning engineer, so I might work again as a software engineer. So you applied for the same job, but the only problem the system will have is they will not even, the resume will not even reach out to them, will not reach them, because they have the ATS software which scans your resume and sees this is not according to JD, which is job description, and your resume will be discarded. So all the big companies like Cisco, SAPs, all these big companies use this software. So 100 jobs you apply, only one you'll get through the main recruiter. other will automatically discard it. So all these companies are using these software. So it should be ATS friendly. Make this very sure. All of these companies use advanced AI tooling and advanced AI machineries to scan your resume so that they don't have pile up of 1000 resumes or lakhs of resume for a single job. So they will discard initial resumes who doesn't exist. You might have seen for Road to Wiki also, we asked few questions with all of you. Why are you interested for this program? What are your basic skills? Then we have few advanced questions. Then we ask one technical questions. The reason we did that because we wanted to discard people who are just here for fun, who don't want to learn. So that's the first filtration process that we did. Okay. So we got around 800 responses. So out of 800 responses, we selected 120 people. So the first filtration process is always important. We also do that. The companies also do that. So your resume should be ATS friendly. Second thing on this resume is section order. So education is acceptable that you've put your education on the second part, but technical skills on the third part is not good. It should be project, because since you don't have more experience in industries, you should be putting your projects, because technical skills, I can also do a chat GPT and put my technical skills like, hey, I know about RAG, I know about uh, N8, and I know about these few terms, but that anybody can do, because I don't know this guy personally, so I can write anything. But projects are the one that shows what you are doing. So projects should be the third part of this resume. If there is a typo, I'm not able to see. I checked this resume. There was some typo. So please check if there is any typo in the resume. Okay. Second thing, star format. I've already said about star format, and this is for everybody. You should follow star format. And if you're putting any project, please put a link of the project. This is very important. A clickable link of a project. I can also generate a project using ChatGPT, make a project for my resume, which is advanced. It will give me 5 projects. I will copy and paste and send it to across recruiters. Nobody needs that. Please put a public link of your project so that others can also see those projects. And if that aligns, they can definitely take you. And don't put projects like Netflix clone, ping pong game, all these few projects. Don't put these projects. These are all classical projects. Nobody needs that anymore. Calculator, nobody needs that anymore. Other things are really good. I can see a Streamlit URL. That's good. Live demo is good. And automation shows, but it again lacks hyperlink. So it should have a hyperlink. Cool. Open source and Wikimedia is gold. Yeah, already put that. GDC have put that. That's good. Girl script you have put that. That's also good. Cool. On the top, since I've asked you to remove personal information, but on the top, do put your LinkedIn, GitHub link and names. Okay, this is important. Cool. Let's go to next. The resume. Cool. Let's go to this resume. Uh, First year CSE. It's very good that you have received Solana Foundation grant. This is really good. The resume is quite good. The way of putting your resume is actually really good. This is the main style. This is the main format which everybody should follow. This is one of the ATS friendly resume I've seen. So this is actually a ATS friendly resume. So others can also see how they have put in their he or she have put in their resume. But the only thing is 2-page resume. Nobody needs 2-page resume. You need to make this little less. Okay. Find things which you can remove. I can see 2 times Solana, so feel free to remove this if you think we can remove this. Um, so ATS doesn't recommend two pages resume. So please do that. Compression is needed. Cool. Let me see what are few other things. Cool. Project links are good. You have put your project links. That's actually good. Uh, you have put technology. That's actually good. These are the good things which everybody should put. Being first year, this is like you are already following the trend. You're already going with the correct ways. Whosoever have put this resume really did this awesome thing. Nothing more. As of now, everything looks good to me. All the best for your applications. Keep applying. Let me know if you face any difficulties. Uh, One thing, result pending. So, AWS. Don't put this result pending wala things in your resume. Okay, either remove it or don't put it, but don't write result pending. You might be using this resume many times in 2020, end of 2026 or December. So please don't do result pending. I think other things are good. Other things are good. Cool. Let's go to next resume. Okay. This is also again a good format. Um, ATS, it is ATS friendly, yes. Only one recommendation, programming has this issue. So data is aligned on the same pace. So programming should be on the same pace. So you need to click on a backspace here and put on the same line. So placeholder should be good. Um, Internship, July to January. So I've put an internship. You're not doing any internship at Wikimedia Foundation. So that's actually incorrect. You're not doing any internships at Wikimedia Foundation. So that's the organization. So you need to remove this Wikimedia Foundation, put WikiClub Tech here. 2025 to present. Generally we write it 2025 dash present. So you can write this in this way. Experience need little changes because that's the only weakest part you have. Otherwise, things are good to go. Seen cybersecurity honors. See. Other things are good. Don't put this tag other. What does it mean? I don't know. Don't put this other tag. Put it somewhere else, but don't put this other tag. Okay. because problem solving, API integration, of course you have built some projects, so you have used API. For example, OCR extraction API, everybody knows you have built this project, that means you have experience with APIs. So you don't need to put again API integration. So it's better you remove this other wala part and put a clickable link on each of the projects. If you have a public link, you should have a public link. Put a maybe a GitHub link or a public link uh, of this projects. This is important. Otherwise, do write present here. Otherwise, things look good. Developer and maintainer. Uh, what does that mean? This need little fine tuning. Please use Claude or any good tool to fine tune this. Developer and maintainer. Nothing is specific written here. At the same time, you are developer and you are maintainer. What does that mean? So this need little changes. You need to be specific what services you used, what role you performed. So that need little changes. You debug or resolve application issues, because these are few very generic terms. Don't be very generic if you have worked in a company. Okay, and please put your project links. Otherwise, things looks good. Cool. Let's go to next resume. Okay. Um, sorry. Yes, we have closed this, Harsh. Let's do this in the next call. Put that on hold. Let's do this in the next call. Uh, let's do it only 4 resumes that we have. C5 scholarship is really good that you have got the scholar. Let me see. Education. See, in earlier time, people used to see what because there were these front end jobs were available in the market, but nobody really needs what um, you can put that, but mathematics nobody need to put. You did discrete mathematics, that's the math 3 or math 2 in your BTech. So either put an advanced skill you did or any specialization that you did. There is a lot of specialization in Coursera you can do with financial support. Like you get an option for financial support in Coursera. Feel free to do that or feel free to purchase Coursera course. Uh, so nobody cares about syllabus which you have opt uh, for your BTech computer science. So you can remove this. If this GitHub link is working, that's absolutely good. Put this LinkedIn GitHub should be working. So make sure this is working. So recruiter does not care about the syllabus you have learned. So course name is okay. If putting some advanced skills, that is okay. But keeping it very detailed is not too good. Project section is little weak. YouTube clone will never work. So this clone, Netflix clone, YouTube clone will never work in this era of AI using basic HTML and CSS. You need to level up or put a good impactful project, because these projects are very basic. We'll ask ChatGPT to do that and ChatGPT can also do that. So don't put a clone project. because one time you're putting your Linux Foundation, you got a Linux Foundation scholarship, so you can put any project that you have work on that. Feel free to put that instead of YouTube clone. This is not actually good. Again, 2-page resume is not appreciated. Put it 1 page. Try to fix it. I can see a lot of gaps in the resume. So put it as 1 page resume rather than 2 pages. Achievement section is really strong, but the format um, should be good. So use any ChatGPT tool or Gemini to um, fine tune this or rewrite this, because it should be positioned in a good way. So use any of these tools to put it. For example, top X% of application. I was in top X% of application. That shows your credibility. For example, you might have got for JE exams, you were top 5% of 1 lakh applicants. So for same for Linux Foundation scholarship, which is really good. You can put that. Um, Extracurricular and activities. See, if it's very strong and related to the topics, it's good. Otherwise, nobody needs that. Nobody needs a video editor or a painter. So no need to put a video editor because that comes into hobbies. And for example, if I'm hiring a software engineer, I don't need somebody to good in paints. Of course, they can have a hobby, but we don't need somebody who's good in video editing, who's good in painting. So I think if you remove that, that will give you 1 page resume. So feel free to remove that thing. Societies are good. You can of course put that societies and all. 8.3 CGPA is really good. That shows dedication. But hobbies and interest, video editing, painting, storytelling, novel writing, has zero relevance on your job description. That of course shows you are good in a lot of good things, but you can present it in your interview. But this is the first step. They will able to filter good people. Cool. Similar with 10th and 12th, you can remove this. Nobody needs that anymore. So nobody needs what's your 10th percentage, what's your 12th percentage. You can also remove that. I think that will adjust your this part and put the resume in 1 page. Cool. Cool. Other things looks good. Please see if there is any typo or any mistake that should be corrected. I think we have seen this resume. This one is also done. This is left. Okay. Okay. I think all the resumes are done. Cool. Cool. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for this call. We will do this resume wala thing again in the next call. We will be having next call in next week, but I'm giving this time so that you go through these. So we did 2 very advanced wiki related calls. So go through these calls. You will learn, go through resources, learn about the stuffs. Feel free to ask your doubts in the group. Uh, and if you face any difficulties, send us an email. Level to take that. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Bye.